You know, even though we equate the name Muncie with that typical 4-speed that was in a lot of hot rods, it was it was more like it was Muncie, Indiana, or something like that. You know,
was that what it's for the name of the place?
Yeah, because they used to do that with a number like Harrison Radiator. That was like Harrison, Rochester carburetors.
Yeah. I have a Muncie transmission book at home that details all of that. Yeah, it's true.
And I guess when we were kids, the first thing you did was you wanted to get rid of that Muncie Lincoln, that Muncie shifter.
Well, the link,
How many of those got thrown out back in the day? And now they're desirable items to guys, restoring a car back to originality.
The shifters
that's because nobody's going to pound on the thing no more. Now they're just going to drive it in a parade or something like that.
They yoked the Muncie and threw in a hearse back in the day.
Exactly.
But anyway, listen, guys, the show is always great. It always makes my Sunday. And hey, I hope everything goes well with you guys.
Thanks, Cliff.
What do we got to send the check there, Cliff?
Yeah, I got his address. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Cliff.
Very kind words.
Still waiting for that Motormouth T-shirt.
When we make him, you'll get one. Don't worry.
Hey, I can't sew that good. I know. My fingers keep bleeding. Hey.
All right.
I do have some vintage Motormouth radio decals, window decals.
Yeah, we had made those back in the past.
Yeah, I have. I'm an owner of a few. So.
We'll keep you in luck. Keep you in the loop on that, Cliff.
Take care, fellas.
All right.
And have a great weekend.
Thanks, Cliff.
Thanks for calling.
All right, we're going to go back. We're going to take another break. But, you go to Zazzle.com and you can find Motormouth Radio goods and stuff. You can get T-shirts and hats made.
Swag?
Yeah, swag.
I think they call it swag, yeah.
Swag, yeah.
Cool.
But I know we were talking about all sorts of stuff. No one ever talked about the other job you had that you don't really talk about. So I'll let you sing about it as we go to break. Ray Guarino, Joe D. Limber up there, Motormouth Radio. Let's hear what Joe used to do, and we'll be back in a minute.
You heard about the singing brakeman. You might have seen a singing cowboy too. Well, I'm Joe, the singing janitor. I'm at a theater near you. I'll also be appearing at the concert you'll be hearing, but I won't be singing with a band. I'm Joe, the singing janitor. Cleaning up for the folks, getting by the best I can.
Hey, have you seen DJ Solero?
No, why?
Well, he was supposed to be here right now to tell everyone about his show, The Rare Groove Session, but I can't find him anywhere.
I'll look for him. Maybe he got something to eat.
Food? He went to get food? I mean, who can eat at a time like this?
Relax. I'm sure everyone can figure out when they can listen to the most incredible music from the 60s and 70s that they may not have heard before.
But what if they can't? What if they never figure out when the Rare Groove Session is on? What happens then, huh? I don't want to live in a world where no one knows about the Rare Groove Session.
Hey guys, ready to tell everyone about RGS?
DJ Solero, where the have you been?
I was getting something to eat.
How can you eat at a time like this?
What are you talking about?
Don't mind her. Go ahead and tell everybody when to listen.
Okay, whatever. So if you're looking for some mind-blowing music, check out the Rare Groove Session. Now at a brand new time, late Friday nights or early Saturday mornings, depending on how you look at it, starting at 1 a.m. on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Let me tell you about this fine show we have here at the station called Motormouth Radio. It is a car show hosted by Ray Guarino and Joe D. But you know what? It's not just cars. Sometimes talk about other things, and even when they're just talking about cars, it's about the love of cars. It's about the feeling you get. They open up a hood and they say, damn, I want to redo this engine. Not everyone says that. These guys do. And like I always say also, you watch those cooking shows. You don't cook, you can listen to these guys, not know anything about a car. So please listen to Motormouth Radio every Sunday, 12 noon, right here on WHPC. Now, if you don't listen, that's your fault. You'll go through the rest of the day saying, damn it, I didn't listen. I should have listened. Sort of like Motormouth Radio. You don't have to like cars to listen to them. It helps if you do, but you don't have to. Thank you.
I'm a mop. I'll make everything sparkle and shine.
Mention the mop.
There you go, mopping and shining. It's Joe the janitor.
That's it. See, now they know. I'm not really a technician for any large auto parts company. I am just a janitor. They hand me the mop. Hey, I got that floor polisher. I got that thing tweaked, man. Them floors shine.
You do know how to mop up some problems quite well, my friend. You certainly do.
Yeah. It's just a matter of using the right cleaner. That Mother Switzer's mix that you made there. Yeah. Jeez, it's good for what ails you.
Good stuff. So what else is good for what ails you on this fine station, Joe?
Well, actually, one of the fun things about this station is The Nassau Morning Madhouse, which is on weekday mornings from 7 to 9. Find out what you need to start your day the right way. Tune in and you find out what's trending. And maybe laugh a little, too. I have personal experience with listening to that show because my son used to be on it.
That's correct.
When he was here, he's a recent graduate. And these kids are funny. These kids are funny. Plus, they cover some topical topics over there. So definitely tune in. It's something that you could listen to while you're drinking your coffee. The only thing is, I would suggest not doing it in front of your keyboard, just in case you find something a little too entertaining. Then you got to call Joe the janitor. Right. So as far as that goes, you've been warned.
Exactly. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. So shall we continue with the lead thing over there?
Let's finish with our takeaway there on the Mazda, because the problem was the way we found it is you hooked up the scan tool.
We MacGyvered it a little bit, because when I found that like I couldn't find all the parameters, all the lines of data that I wanted. I mean, they were there, but they're laid out a little more, a little less conventionally than what I'm used to in my usual tools. So I usually pick up, grams per second, like we were just talking about. So we went with the old standbys, which was oxygen sensors and fuel trim. Mm-hmm. And fuel trim, just in case. I mean, I know we've talked about it before, but just in case you forgot, it's going to be on the test, so don't forget that. Fuel trim is how the ECM keeps the mixture at the correct air-fuel ratio, which is typically 14.7 to 1. But let's just keep it at the right mixture for now. There are variations. Think of it as a little man that used to, under the hood of a carbureted car, to constantly twisting the mixture screws or adjusting the float level. Except now that we do this electronically with injector on time.
And he plays soccer.
Yes. Oh, yeah, the socket thing. I forgot about the socket thing. Yeah. When I was still trying to get the hang of this, one of my coworkers, who was of European descent over there, he said, I can't do the accent.
Yes, you can.
I know it's Irish brogue. I can't.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no,
maybe you can't.
No, not today. For some reason, it's just. But basically, it was like, Joe, yes, you're a goalie. You're standing in front of the net. They kick the ball at you. And then if the ball comes right at you, that is zero. That is no correction, no fuel trim. Now, let's say you have to move your arm to block the ball to your left. That would be short-term fuel trim. And if you hit it, that would be, say negative.
Correction.
A slight correction, say negative or positive. We didn't decide who was the negative side yet. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side, if you would stick out your arm the other way, and that would be a short-term correction the other way. Mm-hmm. Now, they try to go for the corner of the net, and now you have to step over. I shouldn't step away from the mic, should I?
Yeah, no, because they won't hear you.
And then that would be long-term correction. So by looking at, short-term trim happens now, pretty much in real time, especially on anything built in the last, say, 10, 12 years. And what we did was we grabbed the can of diagnostic fluid, formerly known as carburetor cleaner.
Actually, I use throttle body cleaner.
Okay, it burns, right?
Yeah.
I was going to try the lighter fluid, but you stopped me. It was like,
yeah.
You're like, hey, this ain't no Stratocaster.
So you said, I'll watch the data. You spray the sucky points.
I'll watch you spritz. Yeah,
right. And that's what I did. And when I hit this one tube,
yes, all of a sudden,
you actually jumped back. You said, "Oh my God, here it is!
Got it, nailed it!" Yeah, the little victory dance or whatever. Basically, the oxygen sensor showed Rich the fuel trims, which were like positive 20. Which, by the way, fuel trims you never really want more than 10. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So this thing was way out of the ballpark. So as soon as we sprayed it, it went negative the other direction. It went in the other direction to negative. And I was like, we found our culprit. It's the stupid little grommet.
Of course, what
thingy.
do? We verified it like 10 times.
Yes.
Because it was fun just watching the thing go up.
Oh, yeah. That was fun. I put it in graph mode. You could see making squiggly lines. It was like Etch-a-Sketch, especially on the Autel tool, because it looks like a friggin' Etch-a-Sketch.
It does, yeah.
So we were having fun. We were making little stick men and stuff. So I was like, okay, we got to fix it now, because it's almost time to go home. So we put the scan tool to the side. And what we found is that Mazda uses this rather intricate, almost German O-ring and flange on the end of this tube. They don't have like a push-in and a clamp like everybody else. No, they got this O-ring and a tube set up.
And we still don't know if something is missing from that.
Yeah, right, because we'll talk about that in a minute, because I have to take credit for that.
Yeah.
So basically, after we tried like 7 different O-rings from the kit and
We did.
little different configuration stuff like that, we got out the. We
decided we had to seal the tube into the bushing with something, and
I was out of chewing gum.
And what are we going to use? So
silicone.
Went for the Permatex.
Yeah,
the RTV, which is room temperature vulcanizing.
Yes,
as all you Vulcans know.
Yeah, living long and prospering.
That's right.
Since 1988.
Living long and sealing for many decades.
That's true. I wanted to use Dum Dum because I also felt that was a little bit more
it would have been
considering why it happened. But we put it on there, cleared the code, started the car up, and the fuel trims went negative. Mm-hmm. Now, when you're doing fuel trim codes and you think you found the problem, if you don't reset them and all of a sudden you see the trims go in the opposite direction, like let's say you were positive 20, now the short term goes, say, to negative 20, just about the same thing.
Right.
Now the car is trying to correct because you fixed it. In this case, it was an air leak at a pretty inopportune spot. It was right by the throttle body. So, like, it might as well have just been like something the size of New Jersey, this friggin' thing. Even though it was tiny, you couldn't hear it, nothing like that.
Right.
And we had verification there.
Now, the problem was that as we talked about it, we went back to when we smoked that car, which has got to be like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. Yeah,
and
I got to take the blame for that too because I popped that line out. Back that.
Well, we're thinking that was the line. We took that line out because there is vacuum on that line.
Yeah, because your stinking power brake booster was impossible to get at.
Exactly, and that's where we put the smoke into the system.
Right, the smoke machine having that little fitting.
So the problem now became the part that was actually causing the leak.
Did I break it?
We actually induced the smoke there, so we couldn't see the smoke come out of it.
Right, we never would have seen it because.
And even so, even if smoke was induced somewhere else. How easy it would have been to see smoke escaping from an area where there's pressure, negative pressure, pulling the air in.
Right. Well, my good friend and
that's right when the propane.
John Rogers, who every once in a while smacks me in the head and gets my mind on straight again. He said that sometimes the smoke machine doesn't show that because some leaks are suckers and some leaks are gushes. So basically, those you got to find whether the propane, a carburetor cleaner, something like that, and let the vacuum pull in. Thanks, John.
Right.
And essentially there. We were able to nail it. I think what had happened, though, is that a couple of years back, we stuck that in there. We fixed the real problem, or the original problem, because that was like the intake had to come off and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And this one got induced a little later on at some point, so... Mm-hmm. Well, you know what they do make a tool now that you stuff it right in the air cleaner intake. Uh-huh. It's like that blood pressure cuff thing.
Right.
You pump it up and it conforms to the intake, and then all of a sudden, now you can just send it right through where the car would normally breathe. And speaking of breathing, let's hit the flash.
Yeah, let's see who's on here. Let's go on the phone and say hi. You're on the Motor Mouths.
Hello, Professor Ray. Hello, Joey D. This is Howie. How are you doing, guys?
It's the big man. What's happening, Howie?
Thank you, man. A lot of things that happen. And, hey, I think we're going through a cycle. Every 2 years we have 15 days of rain.
Is that so?
I haven't counted.
During
you counted?
Show season.
Yeah, wow. Mm-hmm. I've never noticed that, but that does make a lot of sense there.
Hey, today was supposed to be the Buick show. It's going to happen June 10th, but I know next week is June 3rd, Old Westbury Gardens, one of my favorite shows there.
Yeah, classic show.
That's going to happen.
I got to tell you what's going to happen here. Next week on the 3rd, we are planning on having Audra, what's her name? Audra Forden.
Audra Forden, yeah.
Forden, yes. Yeah. She's a woman that owns a shop in Bayside. So we're going to celebrate
right.
Flushing.
Queens.
We will be celebrating women who work on cars by having one in the studio next week.
That's great. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, we need more of them in the trade for a variety of reasons.
I happen to mention it to my kids. There's on channel 150 Velocity. There's all girls garage.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I mentioned it to Stephanie, to Kim, and to Diana. You can do anything you want.
Right?
And
how'd that go over?
I think over too good.
Yeah,
I would think not. They probably not. Get out there and change my oil. Yeah,
right.
Right. Get out there, take care of the brakes of the oil.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
I hear
you. I see it, and the girls are pretty good. The old girls garage.
Yeah.
You know.
Excellent.
So
and I wanted to tell